That doesn't sound like full faith and credit to me.
We're the armed attorneys. Our mission is to make life easier for the law-abiding gun owner by providing fast and factual gun law explanations. Today we're talking about handgun license and permit reciprocity and why it's so critically important when you're traveling. Stick around to the end for our tip on traveling through gun-unfriendly states where your license isn't recognized. And before we get started, please show your support for the Second Amendment by hitting the like button.
To kick us off, let's start with what is reciprocity. At the end of the day, reciprocity is when another state recognizes your state of residence, handgun license or permit, sometimes a concealed handgun license, sometimes called a license to carry, or I've seen concealed deadly weapons license. There's a lot of different names for it. But at the end of the day, it's when another state recognizes and gives full faith and credit to your handgun license when you're visiting that state.
And reciprocity agreements come in all sort of shapes and sizes. I mean, it could be a state that recognizes every other state's licenses. South Dakota is a good example of that. They recognize all states' licenses. It could be, your state says, we'll recognize you if you recognize us. It could be, just sort of very individualized agreements between attorneys general. So it really is, it's impossible to know until you get on the Attorney General's website and see who recognizes who. And it's a little bit of a time-consuming process, frankly.
Yeah, and that's a question we get from our clients all the time is what law applies when I'm, traveling or I'm carrying under the authority of reciprocity? And the answer is the law in the state in which you are located. So let's have an example. Let's say I'm visiting another state that gives full faith and credit, recognizes my license to carry a handgun. When I'm visiting that state, I'm subject to that state's law. And how could a license or permit holder carry under their laws? That's the way that I need to carry when I'm traveling or I'm visiting that state.
I think a really good example of that is Florida doesn't allow open carry. So even though here in Texas, we've got our handgun licenses, we can open carry in a holster. If we go to Florida, well, Florida recognizes that Texas LTC, but we cannot open carry in Florida because it's against Florida law.
Yeah, so in short, you'd need to visit the Attorney General or Department of Justice, sometimes they're called, website to see, hey, do they recognize my license or permit? And assuming that they do, the next step is to research the gun laws of the state that you're visiting to know how to legally carry. Now, that brings us kind of to our pro tip of the day. I'm going to have you click on Emily. We have a video talking about safe passage provision under 18 U.S.C. 926A and how to get through those states and remain legal. So click on that video and check it out. But I hope you enjoyed this content. If you did, consider subscribing and hitting that like button and help us fight the anti-2A algorithm by sharing this video.
And please continue to question and comment below. Until next time, we're the Armed Attorneys.